Just so you know.
Nice.
All right, welcome everybody. So you guys that are watching live are not here yet, but you guys that are not watching live are here. And we got Zeke on the show.
I'm really confused.
Gun Culture Radio. There's two of them. We got both Zekes on the show.
But there's no John. It's like me over there and me over there.
Yeah. I'm over here, though.
I don't know where to look.
I'm in an alternate dimension. I'm like between you.
I feel like I'm in some weird therapy session. Like I don't know where to look because you're not in that chair over there.
Yeah, you can't even see me at all. I'm like, do you guys see that split between the two of them? I exist in that dimension right between.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Mateo's here. You guys let us know how the sound is.
What's up, Mateo?
He's at every live stream. Literally every live stream I've ever done, he's here.
It's because Mateo's awesome.
He is awesome. He likes to watch me play video games. So Zeke's here, SDI. You guys know about SDI.
Yep. SDI.edu.
Yeah, check them out. Fully online accredited gunsmithing college.
Yep.
And also a degree in firearms technology.
It's like you do the worst commercial for us ever, but y'all produce more than anybody.
It's not too bad, right?
Maybe I just need to start telling everybody, just go, it's like a college that
have you seen the new one?
Schools, guns and stuff.
We have a new one. I think it's a little better.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it or not.
Not the spray paint one?
No, that's spray paint. There's I think we've done spray paint in the last like 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
I'm in it.
I think I'm gonna use the ones I made for y'all and just like throw them randomly in the projectile dysfunction show.
You should, yeah. They're pretty good. But yeah, you have to get me those so I can use them occasionally.
Yeah, I'll give them to you.
Okay.
I think I did. You've got them somewhere.
Oh, I probably lost them.
Yeah. He doesn't care. But I don't know where to look. It's like I just said he doesn't care, like I'm a blind guy looking and he doesn't care.
I'm gonna come sit down.
Okay.
All right, here I come.
This is weird.
You have to talk for like 20 seconds while I come sit down.
Are you getting in your TARDIS to get here?
Yeah.
That's a Doctor Who reference, by the way. Oh, I have to talk for 20 seconds? I have to come up with something? I'm making John's studio smell like a Harvard library. He's helping too. We're going down the old school tobacco pipe road. That's why I got this old school hat. Driving hat. Why do they call it a driving hat when there probably weren't cars when these hats first came out? Yeah, microphone.
I don't know.
Are you sure we're not split screen? I just want to get up, make you get up and look again.
No, we are. I almost forgot, and it was just going to be. It'd be funny if it was just like 2 of you the whole show. Yeah, man.
Not for the viewers.
Yeah, no. We're smoking pipes.
Yes, we're smoking pipes.
Yeah, man. These are cool. So
my new little endeavor.
Yeah, this is one of Zeke's new hobbies that he has turned me on to.
Yes.
I've always been kind of intrigued by the idea, but I've never like pulled the trigger on it. You know, it's like every time I go, why am I hearing so much of the room in my?
I hear like a.
Does my audio sound weird to you?
No, it sounds fine to me.
Okay. I'm getting like an echo in mine for some reason. I don't know.
I don't get an echo, but I hear like the fan or something.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm like, I need to just use one of those mics for this. I guess they're just better for podcasts. I like having this condenser because I feel like, I don't know, it works a little better on my voice, but I don't know.
Sounds fine.
Okay. But yeah, so pipes I have always been kind of intrigued by them. I go into a cigar shop and it smells amazing in there.
Yep.
I've never pulled the trigger on actually buying one and trying it out.
Pulled the trigger.
Yep. Little gun reference there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where so many people get into it for the same reason. Like my grandfather smoked a pipe, which is the reason I did. And you smell it and you have that nostalgic memory. And then you start like chasing it. And 20-something odd years ago, I was like 20 years old. Yeah, so 21 years ago. I bought a pipe for that reason because I smelled somebody smoking it in a cigar shop.
Yeah.
And when I did it, burnt my tongue, tasted like ash, and it tasted like I was smoking a cigarette that had a little bit of flavoring in it. So I was like, eh. Yeah. But I kept the pipe and tried it again off and on as I would smell it or have some nostalgia, and I just couldn't get it right. But also back then we didn't have YouTube and blogs and everything else. Yeah. So I was dipping for years and quit dipping by the whole vape thing. And while it worked, I quit dipping. I know it could be totally safe. I don't know, but that's my problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's not enough long-term studies on it, so I was just like, I'm going to kind of back away from this. But as I backed away, I wanted to dip. And so I was like, I wonder if I could do it with the pipe. So got the old pipe back out, tried it, burnt my tongue again, didn't want to do it. I was like, oh, yeah, YouTube, Google. So I started reading up and researching it and watching videos on how to actually smoke the pipe slowly, which I need to do anyways. I need to slow down because I'm always like, that's the noise.
I probably do it too fast because I'm trying to like keep it lit.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people do. I was doing that. And you take it slow, and all of a sudden, if you sip it gently like a nice wine or something, you get that flavor. And, you know, the smell in the room if you're using an aromatic or something. And it took. And, of course, it took like kind of like guns did. And I'm going to show you a bunch of pipes eventually that I've got laying on the floor, and I've spent a lot of money. But, yeah, I've got all kinds of different tobaccos.
I'm like that, too, though. Like, when I first get into something,
big,
it's like I'd buy so much stuff.
Well, it's kind of like I want to – everything I do, whether it's guns or, you know, work or business, I dive in head first and I learn everything there possibly is to learn about it.
Yeah.
That way I can enjoy it after that. There's no more learning. I feel like if I don't learn it all, then there's kind of like some anxiety. Well, do I know it all about that? Because if I don't, I'm doing it wrong, then people are going to, like, you know, be mad.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Especially if you're like, you talked about your YouTube channel yet?
No, I haven't. Yeah, so one of the ways I'm learning, doing the same thing I did when I started talking lead with Marty, is, you know, even though I'd been around guns my whole life and hunted and shot, and I never was into guns until we did that.
Yeah. And
I kind of wanted to show our learning progress. Marty knew a lot more back then about guns than I did, but I wanted to kind of show our progress of, hey, here's two novices and we want to get better.
Yeah.
So with the YouTube thing, I started a YouTube channel called The Pipe Squatch.
Where's the squatch thing come in?
I don't know. It's like I'm tall and hairy, so people think squatch. I don't know. But I started that, and started it less than a week ago. It'll be a week tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
you gonna do a 1 week anniversary video?
Yeah, this is kind of it.
Okay.
I'm just going to link to yours. No, I'm just going to rip your video and stick it on my channel. I
love that.
Yeah.
I never get upset about that.
No, you know, it's okay to be hacky. But yeah, I started that just kind of show, okay, I'm going to learn as much as I can about this pipe stuff, but I'm going to show people too, because it is kind of a cool hobby, and especially if you're trying to kick a nicotine habit, vitamin N habit anyways.
Vitamin N?
Vitamin
That's
N.
funny.
Yeah. But it's not, I don't want to say yay or nay if it's addictive or not. I've tested it and gone a couple days without a pipe just to see if I started like, ooh, I'm going to have a pipe, and I really didn't.
Yeah.
It's something it's kind of like a meditative art. Actually, I don't want to say kind of, it is. Because like in meditation, yoga, there's a ritual, there's motions, there's things you have to do, and you have to concentrate on your bleeding. You don't concentrate on your bleeding with this. You concentrate on your breathing with it, so you can make sure you're not breathing too fast, not breathing too slow. Get it just right to get that flavor.
Wait, so you're saying it's like the sniper rifle of tobacco smoking?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Interesting.
Pipe smoking is the sniper rifle of tobacco smoking.
I'm a tobacco sniper.
I went too far to the left, and I just like totally missed it. Sorry. See? I jerked the trigger.
Well,
the only thing about pipe videos is there's this dead air spaces when everybody's lighting up, and
yeah, that's okay. That's part of it.
There it is.
Yeah,
but it's kind of it's very. There's a lot of history behind it.
Yeah.
So the part of me diving into the whole pipe smoking world was researching it. First, the health side. Hey, is this Mr. Rogers' neighborhood? I just heard a doorbell.
Yeah, I did too.
That's awesome. Is Mr. McFeely here? Speaking of which, how do you name a guy in the neighborhood Mr. McFeely? That's just creepy.
Yeah, that is.
McFeely. I think I just gave you a joke for your stand-up.
Yeah, I think you did.
But yeah, so the history behind it, when you really dig back and far, far back with tobacco, you go back to, this is the original way people used to enjoy tobacco, from like the tribal days when they discovered it and they had peace pipes and everything else.
Yeah.
And I think then, if I'm mistaken, y'all will probably comment and tell us, but they went into this whole world of cigars and started wrapping the tobacco in bigger tobacco leaves.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the line, big business said, let's wrap it in paper and spray a bunch of chemicals on it and make cigarettes. So they did.
And people died.
And people died.
It looked very old faster.
Yeah. And some of the stuff I'm looking up on the health risk of it, there's, I think it was a surgeon. Actually, I screenshot a bunch of stuff because I knew this would come up as we discussed it. But there was a Surgeon General report that came out. And don't you love it when you start talking about something you don't have yet?
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking, I'm going to pull up the video on my phone so I can see some of you guys' comments. I don't have a, I shouldn't have said this. Now people are going to post all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It's too late now, but we don't have a moderator.
Okay, here we go. So, lung cancer risk index study for a non-smoker, it's a 1.
Okay.
For a cigarette smoker, 20 grams a day, which is, I don't know how many grams are in a cigarette, nicotine.
Yeah, not sure.
It goes up 16. I was wrong. I thought it was like 4 something, 16. Okay. For a cigar smoker, 20 grams a day, which that's probably like half a cigar. Because like one cigar, isn't it like the equivalent of a pack of cigarettes, tobacco-wise? But it doesn't have all the chemical additives.
Yeah.
And stuff. It goes up 3.2. Pipe, if greater than 10 bowls a day, which I don't understand that because, a good-sized pipe, you can kind of almost take an hour to smoke it. So 10 bowls, I mean, you're talking 10 hours of smoking.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It only goes up 6.7. Pipe, if 5 bowls per day, 3.2. All of these are not inhaling pipe smokers. I just lost it. If you do 3 bowls a day, it only goes up 1.5. 2 bowls a day, 1.26. Typical is 2 bowls every 2 to 3 days, which not me. I'm like 1 to 3 bowls a day right now.
Okay.
It's 1.05, which then I went back to non-smoker. Non-smoker cancer risk index was 1. Pipe smokers who do 2 bowls a day is 1.26.
Yeah, it's like almost no difference.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, Well, then as I was doing the research on finding out, well, why is the risk for lung cancer so much lower? Why is the death risk? Why do you see all these old people smoking pipes?
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, and it comes down to a stress relief thing. And I've noticed in the last 2 months of me doing this pipe thing is my stress level. I've had stuff that stressed me out, or normally I would have anxiety and want to throw stuff and scream and yell.
Yeah.
I sit down, I have a pipe, I don't inhale it, and it mellows me out and slows me down because of that meditative aspect of it.
You know what? I think that is probably true for tobacco in general. Mm-hmm. It's just that cigarettes are bad enough for you. You get to live long enough to reap the benefits of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And cigars, I wonder, that'd be interesting to know if there's something like that for people that smoke cigars a lot.
Right.
Yeah. Because you hear about that. There's people who smoke cigars, like almost chain smoke cigars, like 2 or 3 a day.
George Burns.
Like yeah.
We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, and they don't, seem to have all these health issues. I don't know. It's interesting.
It's kind of fascinating. I don't have all the answers. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, tobacco does not cause cancer. Oh, tobacco is not bad. But when I'm already trying to kick a nicotine habit anyways, I would much rather have something that has that less of a risk that actually slows me down, because I've got ADD. I've been on this show before where you're kind of like,
I do too.
Oh my God, what is happening on this show? And when I do this, it just kind of like slows me. I focus. And, with meditation, you focus on your diaphragm, you breathe, you listen to the breath, you're zeroing in to the moment, to being present then and there. Pipe smoking is the same way. If you're going too fast, like a cigarette smoker would, which don't slow motion that in your video. I'm glad this is live. I did it on mine and it was really scary. But with a pipe smoker, you focus on your breath. You focus on getting that taste with that just light draw. And if you draw too heavy, it's going to taste burnt, like you're smoking a cigar too fast. If you draw too light, it's going to go out. So you're kind of focusing the whole time, but at the same time, you're getting just kind of like a mellowing nicotine level. It's not like I got my nicotine. It's just kind of like this mellow thing. And when you experience a pipe, I don't know anybody out there watching that does, you kind of get that vibe that, wow, this is how tobacco was supposed to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So, I don't know.
Yeah, more of like a relaxing social activity, not so much like a crutch. Like, to get me through the day, I got to smoke a cigarette, you know?
Yeah, well, and you and I did a video for the Pipe Squatch channel earlier.
Yeah.
And that was the first time, like, every time I've ever smoked a pipe, even from when I first tried it years ago, it's always been by myself. That was the first time I sat down and smoked a pipe with somebody. And it became this thing where all of a sudden you and I, we started flowing ideas and all these concepts and everything. And it was like, wow, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, when you got two people slowing down that think a lot alike, some great ideas come out of it.
Yeah, it's a neat... Like,
we'll release the movie next week.
Yeah, okay. Because tobacco is kind of a cool... It's an interesting drug because it's kind of... It's like a stimulant.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like it's sort of like... Is it technically a stimulant? It is, right?
I think so.
But like it sort of stimulates your mind, but also kind of relaxes your body at the same time. So it's like your mind goes into a higher gear and your body goes into a lower one.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of. It's kind of nice.
It does. It's interesting.
Yeah. More people should smoke pipes. That's what we're trying to say.
Yes. Smoke a pipe. And that where the term put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah. That's
really the whole reason I did this.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to say that term and be able to do it and not feel guilty.
That's funny. And again, like with vaping, you know, you don't know what's in it. So
well, and the funny thing is...
I mean, I think it's probably safe. Definitely got to be safer than cigarettes, but...
Yeah, and I mean, and that rate that I just read off was from the Surgeon General.
Yeah.
So it's not like I was just reading off some conspiracy theory site saying all that stuff. I mean, 16, the index going up to 16 for a cigarette smoker versus 1.26 for 2 bowls a day on a pipe.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
That's a huge difference, yeah.
I mean, you talk about 330 million people in our country. That's huge.
But it seems like, you know, getting into maybe the conspiracy theory side of it, it seems like there is a huge backlash of, like you were talking about this earlier, like people, they lump tobacco together, or like with drugs, they lump all drugs together.
Yep.
And there's like this huge push to, you know, tax tobacco more heavily and more places where you can't smoke. And I feel like the whole secondhand smoke thing in outdoor environments is BS.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
But I kind of like it from the aspect of I hate the smell of cigarette smoke.
Well,
like I don't want to have to walk through a cloud of it, but like you said, as far as the dangers of it in an outdoor environment, you know, it's hard to say. But I can't stand cigarettes. I can't stand the way they taste. That's why I quit smoking the pipe every time I tried it, because I was doing it too fast. And when you burn it too fast, you're just creating that ashy taste to it. So
yeah, I've noticed that. There's definitely, because I'm still learning how to do it. I've noticed this aromatic tobacco. Yeah. Which for the people listening, you can probably explain it better than me, right? It's wetter and it has more of a flavor.
It has either more casings, which I didn't explain that. So aromatics have a bigger blend of Cavendish in it. Cavendish is often misconstrued as a type of tobacco. Did you get a little piece in your mouth?
Yeah.
It's often misconstrued as a type of tobacco, when really it's a type of processing of tobacco. Okay. Typically Virginias, because they're a little sweeter.
Kind of like, is it similar to the hookah stuff? I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
There's a name for it.
I almost said hashish.
I know, but it sounds like that.
Shisha.
That's it.
Yeah. Similar, but not as gooey.
Yeah. Okay.
But basically, they either cure the tobacco encased in whatever. So let's just use honey for an example. So they have a honey and they coat the tobacco in it, and then they cure it with the honey on it.
Yeah.
That's one version of Cavendish. Or it's a spraying or sprinkling of a covering on it after the curing process.
Yeah.
Most of the good smelling tobaccos where people that aren't smoking the pipe are like, oh, that smells amazing, typically aromatics.
Okay.
The English blends, the reason they call them English blends is because Britain back in the day used to have rules about additives in anything like that, tobacco. So people combine the sweets of the Virginia, the spices of the Perique, and the smokiness of the Latakia in different levels.
Wait, did you say spices on purpose, or did you mean to say spices?
The spices. It's the spices.
It's like a whole different spices over here.
The spices of the Perique. But the spices.
Bobcat, that's like Bobcat Goldthwait, or whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah, which one? That guy. Yeah. Spices of the Perique. But the spices of the Perique, or like the smokiness of the Latakia, all these are different kinds of tobaccos I'm talking about. And they blend them in different ways to get different flavors off of them. So the English blends don't have like the cherries and the vanillas and all that. Some of them will have just a hint of it.
That's like considered tobacco hack to them, kind of.
Yeah, I guess. That's hacky.
Well, it's kind of like cigar smokers. I mean, that scoff at like flavored cigars.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's as much that in the pipe world. That's one thing I found. Like, I haven't had a single. I mean, granted, I'm not that big yet, but I haven't had a single troll comment yet on the videos, and it seems like.
Let's make that happen. Okay, you guys go to the
troll me.
Go to the what's it called?
That looked really creepy. I looked at the camera and went, troll me.
Go to the Pipe Squatch YouTube channel.
The Pipe Squatch YouTube channel and troll me.
Make a troll comment.
Yeah, but then say, because I saw you say it on Hickok, because otherwise I'll cry thinking it's real.
Makes me think that it's real.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, aromatics. I don't think it's as bad in the pipe community about the
flavors.
It's just people realize different, and that's the other thing.
It's totally different. It's like you're putting the tobacco in the pipe, and it's not like a whole cigar.
Right.
It's totally different.
It's a body chemistry thing too. Typically, the aromatics for a lot of people will bite real bad. And when I say tongue bite, it's like you feel like your tongue's burnt. You can't taste anything afterwards. You feel like you need to not smoke anything for a week to let it heal. And that comes from learning how to slow down and everything. And some people love the aromatics, and it doesn't bite their tongue. So there's a body chemistry aspect of it that comes into play too, on what's good, what people like, what people don't. So
yeah, it's interesting. I remember, like I was really big into hookah for a while.
Yeah.
Go around to the different places around Nashville, and it's like the first. Few, like at first it's great. You relax, and it's like this great big body buzz or whatever. But then, like you said, it starts to be kind of like harsh. It seems like I don't know if it's not done right, or I don't know what it is. But hookah's pretty fun. You've been to hookah lounges before?
I haven't been to hookah lounge, but I've been to it was an event that they brought hookah pipes out.
Do you like it?
I got sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was just too strong, too much going on.
Was it done wrong, maybe, or something?
I don't know. I haven't done it since, so.
Yeah. Well, we should go to try it again. Maybe one of the actual hookah lounges, they'll do it right. Maybe that's not what it was.
Because it's all tobacco-based, too. So
yeah.
It's just, I think they put more stuff in their tobacco to kind of make it chunky and gooey.
Yeah. It's just neat, the whole process of how they... set the coals on top of the thing that heats, like the aluminum foil and everything.
Well, that kind of goes to the smoldering we were talking about earlier. You want it to smolder. You don't want it to actually just burn right through.
Yeah.
Burn.
Yeah.
Burn right through. That looked really weird.
That sounded like a sound effect from a movie or something.
You can record it and use it for something like that.
Okay, I will. Yeah. I'll send it to those guys that are making the zombie movie.
Yeah, the interesting thing is how my flavors, my taste buds and my taste in tobaccos have changed just in the last 2 months, because got into it with the aromatics.
Yeah.
Like Lane 1Q is one of the bigger ones.
Okay.
And didn't really like the Englishes, and then I tried a few different ones, and then one hit for me, and it was the early morning, the Dunhill that I gave you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, this is unique. Then all of a sudden the ones that I tried before, and I think it was mostly me learning how to smoke better, were tasting amazing. Some of them have this smoky, woodsy taste with like a nutty hint. And I was telling you earlier, you hear these people talk about these hints in tobacco. Oh, well, it has a hint of nuttiness and, cashews here and vanilla. Yeah. And it's real. Like, I thought it was going to be bunk because I was watching videos and stuff.
Yeah.
like I said, the sommelier that's like, I have a hint of the porta potty from my old football field. No, that's.
You almost said Robin Williams' voice.
Yeah, every time I do that, I try to do a Princeton voice, and people say it's Robin Williams. I don't know why they say it. I didn't know I could do a Robin Williams impression.
Yeah.
I think the last time somebody said that was on your show.
Yeah, we discovered that like several episodes back.
Yeah.
You just stick your lower jaw out.
Yeah, and just do that.
But it's not necessarily Robin Williams. It's like one of Robin Williams' characters. Kinda,
yeah, I can't like just straight up do Robin Williams because I can't talk that fast when my jaws out like this.
Yeah.
but yeah, so my taste started changing, and like with the English blends, especially some of the darker ones, like Medal of Valor by I think McBaron makes it, maybe Lane, I can't remember, but it's like got a really strong, darker smoke kind of taste to it, almost like you just shoved your face in a campfire.
Sounds painful.
Yeah, but it's got that kind of smoky taste that I hated originally, and then I'm like, wow, this is kind of nice.
Yeah.
And
I've noticed that the aromatic, with it being a little bit more soggy, it seems like it doesn't want to stay lit as well.
Well, and that comes down to the packing, and you're using the Multi Dolce, right? The cakes tasting one.
The multi-douche, is that what
The
you said?
multi-douche. The multi-douche.
Yeah.
Multi-douche by Sutliff. Tastes delicious.
Definitely don't Google that multi-douche.
No, it's Molto Dolce, but it kind of tastes like a dessert in your smoke.
Okay.
But with that one, you may want to age it a little bit or dry it out a little bit before, and then make sure you get a really good char light, that initial light where it kind of expands and lets some of the moisture out, and then let it dry for a little bit before you.
Sort of like searing a steak.
Yeah, similar, except you don't get the protein.
Yeah. I wonder if steak would go well with a pipe. Smoke a pipe and eat steak.
I've never tried to eat anything while I was smoking it. Now, the drink-wise...
Probably an after kind of thing.
Yeah, or before, or... Yeah, both. Have a steak before, then eat a steak after.
Opposite of during.
2 steaks.
Yeah.
But, like, drink-wise, they say don't drink any hard liquor or beer because it'll, like, kill the flora in your mouth and you'll burn easier or something like that.
Yeah.
Big mistake. Another thing, don't drink any soft drinks. Because the bubbliness mixed with the smoke, I did that once and it burned.
Oh, yeah.
It was weird. It was like some chemical reaction happened.
Yeah.
But the things that I love, like a nice Merlot, like it's kind of like a richer Merlot.
What about, like, I love the heavier wines, like the Chilean wines, like Malbec and stuff like that.
Yeah, those would be good. Anything that leaves that film kind of in your mouth.
Okay.
And then, of course, water. If you're just starting out, have something to drink there. Just to kind of rinse your mouth, cool your palate, because you're gonna. This guy was lucky, and he had me sitting there coaching him. Like I was like, "Come on, John, you got it.
You can do
One more. No, too strong, too strong. No, too soft, too. Good. There you go. Did you get a good flavor? Yes. Good job.
Yeah, there's like an audience.
Smacked his ass.
Yeah. Never say that on the show again.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a sports thing. You watch NFL.
There was like, man, I wish I could remember what this story came out of. I remember there was a male, female basketball coach that smacked a girl on the ass in that same context.
Remember she was transgender?
No. What? No.
A male, female basketball?
Yeah, like
coach male and female.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, he's a male coach of a female
I thought you were saying
team.
It was a male, female basketball coach. I'm like,
no.
In between the surgery? But they did what now?
Both. He like smacked her on the butt, like in a good game kind of way.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like this huge thing, and he got fired and all this stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But speaking of that, I made a Facebook post about it. So like that's been some of the big news is like the military is not letting transgendered people in, which
I thought they were.
They're not going to anymore. Trump issued something or whatever.
Gotcha.
When it comes to them being allowed in the military, like the way I kind of look at it is if there's a good enough reason that's not based on just the fact that it's weird, then okay, makes sense. One thing that like the Facebook post I made was all these people kept saying they're like it's a mental illness, and that kind of bothers me a little bit because I feel like that's something that we do as a society is anytime something is weird or that we don't understand, we assume, oh, it's a mental illness, like there's something wrong with that person,
right.
not just they can't just be different or, decide maybe they just like it. That's not possible. It has to be a mental illness. There's some kind of something wrong with their brain.
Kind of like it's a mental illness that I'm smoking a pipe.
Yeah.
It's a mental illness that you shoot guns.
Yeah, exactly. And that was what I said in the post, But I don't know.
I am not. So in school, even though I have my degree in biology, I was 7 hours from a psychology degree because I changed my major 20 times in college.
Yeah.
It took me 10 years to get it.
Oh, man.
But, with the psychology stuff I went through, I'm not going to accept anybody saying something's a mental illness unless it's in the DSM. Well, it's not the 4 anymore. I think it's the 5 now. The DSM-5 Diagnostic and Statistic Manual. That's the only thing that has qualified this is definitely a mental illness. And unless it's in there, people can say something's a mental illness all day long. And if it's not, then you're wrong.
It's just, a guess, basically.
It's throwing something kind of like there's a lot of people who have chronic pain. And some doctors will get frustrated and they'll just say, oh, it's fibromyalgia.
Yeah.
Well, how do you diagnose that? Well, it's kind of hard to, but I mean, this. Don't get me wrong, fibromyalgia is real. I mean, people have some real struggles with it, but sometimes doctors will lump other stuff in with that just because it's easy to fit it in there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not a lot, but it happens.
Yeah. One thing that annoys me, it's why can't people just go ahead and just, acknowledge that something is weird to them and move on?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's that's the thing too with the whole transgender thing. It's been so huge, such a big deal now. It's you're not allowed to just admit that it's my take on it is it kind of creeps me out a little bit. It just does. When I see someone that's clearly a man that's dressed like a woman, it looks creepy to me. But I understand that there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't hurt me in any way.
Yeah.
And if that makes that person happy, then I hope that they would continue to do it.
Right.
But it looks strange to me and it creeps me out a little bit. But I feel like in a lot of places, maybe even here, you can't say that. People get angry, on the left.
Well,
and it's why can't I just say that it makes me feel weird, but then sometimes on the hard right take is that it's wrong. It's totally wrong. Why can't it just be in the middle? I think it's weird, but it's fine.
I so wish we would have made that Segway video of you on a Segway and me going Segway, and you just fly by it.
I rode a Segway the other day actually.
And you didn't video it.
I know.
That would have been perfect. No, but because that's perfect to go into what we were talking about doing on the show. Is talking about the. I was talking to John and we were talking. That's weird. It's like you're here. And I tell them I was talking to John.
Yeah.
But then I come back to you.
Right.
Dimensions in my mind.
That's crazy, man.
We were talking about social media.
Right.
And how much bashing and just hate and vitriol is thrown around on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. It's something that has such a potential to be something huge and positive, but it's not. And we create these little micro-religious climates in there.
Right.
And before anybody that gets mad because I'm bashing religion, I'm not. I'm just saying it's similar to some extreme religions because let's just say I want to create a group on Facebook that hates pipes. I hate pipe smoking. I'm going to create a group. Anybody that hates pipe smoking is invited. Then I can go to all these pipe smoking channels or blogs or websites or whatever, cigar shops, and troll them in the comments and bash them. And because I've had this little group where everybody feels accepted, they jump on board because we hate pipes too. It's stupid. And maybe that's a little weird because there's a gray area where people don't like smoke. Let's just say I hate tennis shoes.
Okay.
Because
I do actually.
Oh crap. I hate food. There we go. I hate food.
It does kind of suck, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
No, go ahead.
I hate breathing.
Can't stand it.
But you get what I'm saying. It's something that is fairly benign.
Right.
And nobody really has a stance to say why they hate tennis shoes and they're stupid and they're dangerous to the world or anything like that.
They just know they
but
hate
because you've created this group and everybody hates that, then they all pile up, and then it's a snowball effect. And because as human beings, we want to be accepted. We want to be a part of something.
Right.
And I'm not saying all religions are that, but there are some out there that form because of that need to be accepted and that need to be a part. And social media magnifies that exponentially.
Right.
Look at what happened during the election. I mean, people were polarized Hillary or they were polarized Trump.
Yep.
You rarely saw in the middle going, hey, I'm really going to look at what Trump says, and I'm really going to look at Hillary says, and then I'm going to make a decision based off both facts and weigh them on my own personal opinion.
It's almost laughable to consider that there would be people that do that.
Right. No, it was either Hillary rocks, Trump should die, Trump rocks, Hillary should die.
Yeah.
There was no, people, and because of the nature of social media and people wanting to be a part and be in a group, it polarized everybody that way.
Yeah. I think also people have a inherent need to have an identity.
Right.
And if they haven't found one yet.
Yep.
And, like I've talked about this with motorcycles. Like I used to have a motorcycle, I did. You have one now, right? And
for now.
Still, yeah.
I think I'm going to sell it.
Okay. And, I loved it. It's great. I didn't, they're expensive to keep up, and they're, just whatever. There's a lot of money sitting there. You're not riding it all the time.
That's kind of why I want to sell it.
Yeah, that's sort of what happened to me. I love it. I'll get another one at some point. But one thing I realize is that, while this is definitely not everybody, this is only a few people, but for some people, motorcycles are an identity. And it was like they didn't have an identity yet, or maybe they did, but they bought their motorcycle. It was like they bought an identity. And this happens with a lot of different things. It happens with guns. People buy, sometimes for guns, it's like that becomes their identity.
Yeah.
Instead of them just being okay with being themselves.
Just be.
You can like something and not feel like it has to be your identity. And when I say that, I mean like people that are like if you're into something, there's going to be some things that you're going to naturally gravitate towards.
Yeah.
Right. Like because if someone has a motorcycle, just because they wear a leather jacket, they're not like being a poser. Like that, you wear a leather jacket on a motorcycle because it's safer. You're not. So that's not an example of that. But if you do all the motorcycle things, every cliche that a motorcycle rider does, then it's kind of like, okay, then you're probably just looking for an identity, Well,
and it comes down to people learning how to be, and just back. How do you do a reverse segue? Is that a word, or is it just reverse segue? Like go back to the thing?
That's a turnaround, right? Turnaround. Callback.
Callback.
Thank you.
There is a word for it. Mm-hmm. Back to the pipe thing. Being in the moment, being in the now, but the key word is being.
Yeah.
You just are. We all just are. Whatever we are, we are. And I know that sounds kind of mystical or whatever.
Very Alan Watts.
It's simple. This is a phone. This is a pipe lighter. I am me.
Yeah.
If the moment I label myself something, all of a sudden I belong and I feel a part of something, and it boosts my what? My ego.
Right.
So let's take the Christian faith, for instance, because that's what most of us know around here. If I'm a Baptist and you're a Church of Christ, and I walk up to you and I'm like, hey, what are you? Church of Christ. And I go, oh, I'm a Baptist. Outwardly, I'm like, oh, great, cool. Inwardly, I just made myself better than you because you're not a Baptist. Internally, my ego has put myself at a higher level because you're not what I am. And that's the nature of humanity, is to try to do that. I mean, you want to look at it from a macroscopic, sorry, we talked that earlier, bigger, macroscopic, study of that ego wanting you to put yourself higher than somebody.
Yeah.
Look at all the firearms training people. Yeah. Go to like 20 firearms training pages and watch what they say about each other.
They're like cults almost. Yeah,
they have their cults, they have their following, and then they bash every other trainer.
Yeah, and same thing with conspiracy theory guys. They all claim each other are government agents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9/11 was an inside job, and it was burnt with explosives all the way down by the government. Well, no, 9/11 was it was an alien job. You're wrong. I'm right.
I think it was an inside alien job, but
the government was the aliens. Oh, shh! Don't say that.
Why are you telling them? They're not supposed to tell you.
It's live. You can't edit this out.
You're not supposed to tell them about that.
Crap. No, but it's a matter of There's nothing wrong with being Baptist. There's nothing wrong with being Church of Christ. There's nothing wrong with being Christian, Buddhist, all this stuff.
Scientologist?
There's nothing wrong.
I was thinking about joining, but I don't know. Their contract is a little long.
I took the test once.
Did you really?
Tell you about it? That's a whole nother story. That was weird. It was a weird experience. I think they thought I was the second coming of L. Ron Hubbard. And I still get mail. This was like 6 years ago. I still get mail from them.
Oh, that's creepy.
And I've moved twice.
That's super creepy.
Yeah. So anyways, there's nothing wrong with being what you are. But just accept that, be, and don't worry about making yourself higher or better than anyone else. And your life is going to be a hell of a lot happier. You'll enjoy things better. You'll be able to go...
You don't put so much pressure on yourself.
Yeah, I mean, perfect example. Wow, this is a good little, pipes are awesome. They make me think better.
Yeah.
Perfect example is is it Westwood Baptist Church? Westboro Baptist Church. The God hates fags people.
There's some people in Westwood, they're just like, what?
Yeah. Sorry. And when I say that word, please, I don't use that. I'm just saying they're known as the God hates fags people. And I
thought that was a separate organization that they supported, obviously. But
I think that's them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they're the perfect example. They can't just be who they are and let everybody else be. And look at the hate and rage and just craziness that comes out of it.
Yeah.
It's like if the transvestite thing. It doesn't bother you that they are that way, but it's kind of creepy to you the way it looks. But you can still be you,
right?
And they can be them, and it doesn't like stress you out. It doesn't raise your blood pressure. It doesn't give you anxiety. What is them changing to be like you going to benefit you or your family?
Nothing.
Nothing. So why try to make everybody the same?
Yeah.
I think the Antifa, the anti-fascist group, I think they're idiots. I think they're doing things completely wrong. And I don't even think they know what fascism is.
Yeah, probably.
But the main core of it is everybody be the same.
Yeah.
So if you want everybody to be like you, you are a fascist. At its core, there's a lot more tenets that come with it.
Yeah.
I don't want everybody to be like me. I don't want this country to be exactly the same.
Boring.
That's one thing that's so cool about this country is everybody's here. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
Are there stupid people doing stupid things in extremist groups? Absolutely. Do they need to be dealt with? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not going to see a man dressed as a woman over there and let it ruin my night with my family out at a steakhouse.
Man, I told her not to come. But she came anyways.
Yeah. But that was good of you to say she, not he.
Well, you got to be progressive. There is a woman over there, but she's not a transgendered.
Oh, and he can't show that on his channel.
No, actually I did.
She is transgendered. If camo is a gender. We can make it one.
Yeah.
No.
Camo is a gender, yeah.
Well, and it goes both ways, too, because that gives me a whole nother discussion. Oh, I'm going to light some people on fire with this one.
Okay.
From the other side. You can't fight something that's genetic. All right, so the people that argue that gender is not penis or vagina.
Yeah.
That bugs me.
Yeah.
From a science standpoint.
Because it feels like we have to lie for equality.
Right. If you have a penis, you are a male. If you have a vagina, you are a female. If you identify as if you have both, you're a hermaphrodite.
Yeah.
Because it happens.
Yeah. It does. What if you have two of the same?
If you identify, hermaphrodite? No.
Lucky.
Wow. Lucky. Yes.
Maybe.
Or the girls are lucky, or the guys are lucky.
Yeah, but I don't know how that would work. You'd
We're
have
going
to find a
really weird road.
If you were a double,
I said load on accident. Yeah. My bad.
Like if a man is a double, then he'd have to find a double female.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
right.
Otherwise, just blew my mind.
It wouldn't work, right?
Well,
unless
if you have multiple partners, then it gets kind of odd.
Okay, we're getting down a road.
Yeah, we're really weird. No, but if you identify as something else, if you've got something going on in your head where you think you're a woman, that's fine. But the word gender, and if I'm wrong, comment again. Doesn't the word gender mean if you have a body part or another?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, once again, I'm not going to stress over it. I'm not going to let my blood pressure get up in anxiety. But it's just one of those things where I'm like,
but we
I don't understand
that
argument.
But we shouldn't have to lie. Like, why can't we say, like, yes, it's different, unusual, but it's fine.
Yeah.
We don't have to lie about it, about what it is.
Maybe pipes don't make you smarter because I just try to put the wrong end in my mouth.
You thought it was like a spoon or something. You're eating soup. Like, we shouldn't have to lie about it. That's what's annoying is, like, we've got to, it's important that people feel more equal and accepted in society. One thing people bring up is it's a mental illness because of something to do with, like, the suicide rate. Well, did you ever think that maybe the suicide rate amongst trans people is so high because people look at it like a mental illness and don't just accept them for what they are?
Well, yeah, the mental illness is called severe depression.
Yeah.
And the severe depression comes from people not being themselves and letting other people be.
Right.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
funny. It's funny because we're almost contradicting us saying being by getting frustrated with the people that don't be. That don't be?
Yeah, it's a gray area.
Is that kind of like Spices?
But, like, there's a gray area with that too, where, like, okay, let's compare these two phenomenons, right? So you've got, because it's more common, we'll say a man who identifies as a woman and whatever, does surgery to become transgendered.
Right.
And then compare that to a even less common thing where people are born with all their limbs, but they feel like one of them shouldn't be there. Like, they feel like they should be an amputee. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah. Did you see the lady that cut her finger off because of that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Oh, it was on Instagram.
I saw, like, a special about it.
Yeah.
That probably happened after this thing I saw. But they showed this guy, whatever, and I felt really bad for him because he could tell it was real, you know? Like, he didn't think that his leg, like, below his knee belonged to him. And he just knew it wasn't his. And it bothered him that he had it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, that's obviously not natural. So, in that sense, it would be harder to argue that it's not a mental illness.
Yeah.
But still, we don't know enough about it as a thing too. That's a really tricky one. Because I know, like, that
your video just played on your video.
Oh, weird.
It's kind of creepy.
That is creepy. It's like when you point a camera at a TV screen that it's plugged into.
Yeah.
But it's like, they want to have it amputated, but the doctors can't, like, amputate a healthy leg. I don't know. It's a weird situation, but it's interesting to compare the two, and I feel like they maybe come from the same place, possibly, but it probably depends on the person too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's I find this, it's kind of fascinating. Golly, I love pipes because, like, the way I think.
Yeah.
I think part of it is me slowing down because usually I would just go after one subject and just go and go and go. But now I'm thinking everything as a group whole.
We're slowing down and picking up connectors as we go through.
Right. So, one thing we talked about is the just being. But then we also go down the road of, well, why can't people blah, blah, blah? Or why can't people just be? So then it's almost like we're not being anymore because we're then attacking and bashing, even in a mild way that we're doing it,
right,
the people that aren't. So it's
but
kind of like
also we're kind of just having fun with it and thinking about it.
Yeah,
so I feel like it's kind of different that way. Like there's part of me, well, that's the thing. See, part of me is like, why do I care what other people are doing? Just just be me and not even worry about it. But it's interesting to me at the same time. So that is something that actually makes me happy, is to sit around and talk about stuff like that and try to figure it out. Not that I'm going to go out and try to affect some big change in it necessarily, but it's fun to talk about and think about.
You know what affects big change?
What?
A guy that I'm going to do it just because of his name.
Uh-huh. Is it a screen name you can say on the air?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's funny. It's a little crass. Maybe some people would be affected, but rainbow farts.
That's offensive.
It's
offensive.
It's farts with a Z, so it's no longer offensive.
Wow.
But yeah, he says Rainbow farts. Shout out me. Rainbow farts. Rainbow farts.
Yeah, people have been dogging.
Shout
on
out me. Please, please, please.
People have been dogging on your shorts. I've been noticing that.
He has shorts?
No, you. I've been dogging on your shorts.
Oh, really? I'm sorry I got skinny legs. I skipped leg day on purpose. I usually have really muscular legs, but I knew I was going to come on John's show and wear shorts, so I wanted to get the you skip leg day. Why are they coming on my shorts?
I don't know, man.
They're just gray.
They're leaving the hat.
Shorts.
They're leaving the hat alone and going right to the shorts.
I know. It's awesome. They're leaving my 1800s driving cap.
It's pretty cool. I'm gonna get one. Not really.
John, wake up. Were you asleep? Mm. These are fun.
Yeah, I was asleep.
Have you ever just stopped and read these comments in the middle of the show?
First time.
Caca. That's a comment. CACA. That is the only thing that got commented by this guy.
That makes sense.
It is a mental illness.
So I said, what are you puffing on?
Where's that?
Tobacco. These are tobacco pipes.
Tobacco. I am puffing on Peter Stokeby's Nougat, and he's puffing on Sutliff's Multidimensional. Yeah, he's using the Pantera. It's a Ewan Rees. It's made by Savinelli.
Except, it's weird. I can't say the full name of the band on air.
Why?
Because Pantera is not the only name. It's not really the name of the band. Did you know that?
No.
The real name of the band is, I can't say it, but it's like effing Pantera.
Really?
That's the real band, yeah.
That makes them even more awesome.
Not really.
Oh.
That's like it's like a underground. That's their underground name.
No, somebody commented on my hat. Zeke looks like a 6-foot+ leprechaun.
That's funny.
Nobody gets my Lucky Charms. Oh, this is funny. These comments are hilarious. No, John, there are 2 holes, buddy. That's when you went down that weird road.
Oh, yeah, we did. We did go down a weird road. You should do... actually, you shouldn't, because I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do some smoke a pipe during my gaming video. You can do gaming stuff, too. Do you play video games at all?
I do, but I stink at it.
So, I do, too.
Yeah.
People give me a hard time about it. But.
Man, okay. I gave Rainbow Farts a shout-out, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because he asked, and he's got a funny name. And then he turned around and totally crapped the bed with it. His next thing, after we gave him a shout, Rainbow Farts, react to my videos. Really?
Give him an inch and take a mile.
Do what?
You gave him an inch and he took a mile.
I know. It's like just you gotta shout out because you got a funny name.
Boss Hog says that you're the reason he joined SDI.
Sweet. Good job, Boss Hog.
Hell yeah.
One of my favorite shows.
If I wasn't currently employed, I would honestly.
You would watch Dukes of Hazzard?
No.
Oh.
No, I honestly would. I'm not gonna talk about SDI. It'll become an SDI commercial.
Yeah. SDI.edu. Well, there,
yeah.
You got your commercial in.
Well, there we go.
There's some people that are wanting gun talk too.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's sort of a gun show, right?
Yeah. Is it sort of a gun show?
Well, the idea when I started this show, and I've said this many times,
yes.
The idea was it's a podcast for gun people, but it's just kind of about everything.
Yeah.
Because I feel like as a gun owner, it's just the media in general is such a minefield.
Right.
Not that this is an original concept or anything, where it's like even something that you like, it's a matter of time until they make you mad about guns.
Yeah.
And I feel like my thinking was too in starting this show was there's not a lot of shows out there that are. There's some, of course. Like Joe Rogan is relatively gun-friendly. Not as gun-friendly as we are, but he is to the extent compared to other people, other comedians for sure, But there's not a lot of shows out there where, the people are pro-gun, but it's not a gun show. It's like people are either into guns or they're not, kind of, sometimes. There's some exceptions like, Opie and Anthony from Opie and Anthony. He's a gun guy, There's a few out there.
There's that other show locally, Projectile Dysfunction. Yeah, it's
That's still on?
Yeah. Mother flower. Oh, Lord. Speaking of which, I got a weird text a minute ago. What are you doing tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe this? No.
We need a guest.
Okay.
Projectile Dysfunction.
Tomorrow night? Probably open mic, actually.
What time?
think.
We'll give you a 43-minute
actually, it might
open
not
mic
start.
practice.
Yeah, I think it might not start till 8 or 9 actually, so I might be able to do it.
Okay. That'll work.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back into it. We've gotten kind of rusty.
Yeah.
I've been so busy with the kid and stuff lately, but getting back into it, hitting it hard again. It's fun, man. I enjoy it.
Yeah. I wish you could tell some of the jokes you told me today on this show, but we can't.
Oh, like
No. That was awesome.
Oh, the one about the war one?
Yeah, that was
yeah.
hilarious. But you're right. There's shows that are, and that's kind of the direction we wanted to take Projectile Dysfunction. The only downfall of that was we were already known as the hunting fishing show.
Yeah.
And then as we took it to, having country artists and actors and all these people on the show, that it was, I think people get it now, but initially, those first few months, people were like, hey, what gives?
Yeah.
It's an entertaining show that has a pro-gun spin.
Right.
It's kind of like, okay, the station we're on is the conservative talk station in Nashville.
Yeah.
There's only so much conservative talk that you can listen to all day, every day.
Yeah.
Eventually, you want to hear other stuff, too.
Yeah, like about aliens.
About aliens, yes. About being.
Alien content.
Yes. About camouflage naked ladies.
Yep. Where? I don't see her.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, there's other stuff out there that can be entertaining. You're a gun guy. I'm a gun guy. We both got into the entertainment world through firearms.
Right.
That doesn't mean that all day, every day, we clean guns and shoot them. There's other stuff we're interested in. There's other stuff that fascinates us. There's other stuff that we get into. Primarily, it's guns.
Right.
My career is firearms. Your career is firearms. So it's kind of like a doctor. When you see a doctor in Walmart, he doesn't want you to walk up and talk to you about this little hole and sore you've got on your side. He's done with his work. He wants to go do something else.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, this is still kind of, we're in your career realm with the show.
Right.
But at the same time, you have an opportunity to say, hey, look, I'm more broad spectrum than just guns.
Right.
Like video games and guitars and pipes.
Yeah. I've never been a very one-dimensional kind of person.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know. I've just always been drawn to a lot of different things and always wanted to try different things. And,
Yeah.
I feel like it, it kind of, I don't know, it flavors you as a person more, I feel like. If you
Flavors you?
Yeah, it
with
does.
Spices.
Yeah, man. Lots of spices. Hot sauce,
You need to be well-rounded in life in general. Experience stuff. Go out and meet new people, do new things, jump out of an airplane with a parachute.
Not well-rounded in a literal sense, though, right?
Well, I did. That just came from all the food I tried. I experienced lots and lots of food.
You're not round. Some people are actually round.
Yeah, it's weird too, because if you go into the entertainment realm, it's just like character actors, right? For instance, there's a reason that Chris, whatever his name, the guy that plays Captain America in the Avengers, he's backing down from being a Captain America. At least I saw an article. But let's just use him as an example. If he is, if he isn't, I don't care. This is just
I was never crazy about him anyways.
Yeah. But he doesn't want to be identified as Captain America the rest of his career. Well, right. Exactly. But at the same time, if he's good enough at other stuff, people will accept it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Mel Gibson.
Do we have to?
Well, let's not use Mel Gibson. Clint Eastwood. Here's a better one. Yeah. Clint Eastwood. Whew. Let's look at Clint Eastwood. Oh, I was going to come across as pro Mel Gibson. That was going to be weird.
Yeah.
But Clint Eastwood was known as an action Western hero, and then he transitioned into cop action, and he was known as an action hero guy. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden, he does some dramas and knocks them out of the park. When he first did them, though, people were like, oh, gosh, it'd be like Arnold Schwarzenegger doing a serious movie. And other people are more well-rounded. Well, in the entertainment world, that's what I'm getting at, is people think you're Hickok 45's son and you've got a Hickok 45 and Son channel. This is all guns, right? Well, no. I mean, you like other stuff.
Right.
So that's kind of the route we're going. I mean, it's just like people think because I'm more conservative on a lot of things and I'm in the firearms world that's all I listen to. Is 99.7 WTN, Conservative Talk Radio.
Yeah.
You know what I listen to in the mornings?
Heavy metal?
Howard Stern.
Oh.
I listen to Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Listen to him for since he's been on Sirius Satellite Radio.
You know what Howard Stern listens to in the mornings?
This show.
Yep. Not really.
He does listen to it.
He does watch Hickok 45, though.
Yeah, well, we know at least he watched one of your episodes.
Yeah, but he watches, like, the gun videos, though.
Yeah, no, yeah, he does. And he's coming around to the gun stuff from what I've heard.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the stuff he talks about, he went through this little stage of kind of being not anti-gun, but a little,
lukewarm,
indifferent, lukewarm. Well, maybe we shouldn't have this, maybe we shouldn't have that. But from what I'm piecing together from the different things he said, he's gone from that to being fairly pro-gun, and I think it's from watching stuff on YouTube, like your dad's stuff and other channels, because he's learning what the real reality of firearms are.
I think that's the value of gun videos on YouTube, and why I just can't subscribe to the mentality of a lot of the trainer guys, is because I think they have kind of a skewed view of what is really keeping guns alive and in people's hands.
Yeah.
And that is this demonstration of the display of just responsible gun ownership.
Yep.
You know, like the really hardcore stuff is only going to bring in people that were already a little bit hardcore, and you just like radicalize them.
Right.
And it's not that training is a bad thing. It's not. It's great if you have the time and money for it, and it's something you're into. It's awesome. I mean, it's an awesome thing. And a lot of these guys are really good at what they do. It's just what bothers me is they isolate themselves by making people feel like, oh, if you don't do this, you're not real.
Yeah.
You're not like a real, part of the gun culture, blah. Which, the use of that word annoys me sometimes. This show is called Gun Culture Radio, and the reason I call it that is because I see it as encompassing the entire thing, the parts of it that we don't like and the parts of it that we like. The gun culture is everything from James Yeager to the Yankee Marshal. It's everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it includes the guy who has a FUD. It includes that guy,
A what?
FUD.
What's a FUD?
You never heard the term FUD?
I don't think so. Like Elmer.
Yeah. A FUD is like those guys that they have guns, but they don't think they have like a shotgun or something,
And they think they're a gun guy.
Yeah, they think they're a gun guy, but yet they don't want you to have like AR-15s.
So they're like, I've never heard that.
Yeah, they're like this weird. You ever see like the Democratic National Conventions? You'll see people holding up signs. I remember like sportsmen for Obama.
Right.
Those are FUDs.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. They claim to be pro-gun, but they're pro like shotguns, basically.
Well, and if I'm off.
Inclusive instead of exclusive. That was what I was trying to say.
Yeah, and if I'm off subject from kind of what you're talking about, back to the people that bash trainers, trainers back and forth. The most common one I hear, because I'm good friends with Rob Pincus. Mm-hmm. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
And he's a wealth of knowledge. But I hear all the time, well, he has no combat experience. Okay. But he teaches the right concepts. Well, it doesn't matter. If you don't know how to do it in combat, you shouldn't be teaching that. Okay, you take jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Does your jiu-jitsu instructor get in street fights every night? Well, no. Be in jail. But you'll take jiu-jitsu from him because he teaches the fundamentals and the concepts. Well, yeah. And it's like, it doesn't make sense. And I don't know. I've never been in combat. I've never been in a gunfight. I've had to brandish once. And I didn't even draw it from the holster. I just lifted my shirt up and everything was over.
Yeah.
That's the extent of my firearms combat. Not even combat, but altercation experience.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But from what I've been told, and if I'm wrong, correct me.
Yeah.
Nothing you can learn in a class, in an environment without stresses, an environment without actual real bullets flying at you, can prepare you for actual real bullets flying at you.
Right.
And you can get more prepared, but you're still going to be a little whoo. Even if some Delta Force awesome guy I
Is
didn't
that
know
like
if
a rank that they achieve?
I didn't know if I could say badass or not on your show, but I just did.
Yeah, you did. Is that like? It's like I'm just regular Delta Force. You know, Jim
Awesome
over
guy.
here, he's Delta Force, awesome guy.
Yeah. Well, and my Delta Force buddy's name is Jim. That's hilarious. But
Wow.
you know, if he trains me, but he teaches me the exact same things that Rob Pincus trains me, but he's been to 20 different countries and 20 different combat missions, but he's teaching the exact same thing that Rob Pincus is.
Yeah.
And this is something that I'm still not claiming to be an expert on. You tell me, what am I getting different from him if it's the exact, I'm talking word for word concepts that a guy that didn't have his background is teaching me.
Here's the perfect fix to that. Train with lots of different people.
Yeah, and that's what I've done.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I was really wanting to get super trained up. Is I would train with lots of different people, and I would want to make sure at least some of them had combat experience. You know? And
yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the greatest things you get from some of these people is the mindset stuff. Mm-hmm. I tell you, out of all the I've trained with 2 Green Berets, 1 Navy SEAL, but it wasn't really even the real training. It was just we did it for a video and we did a couple things.
Yeah.
Rob Pincus. I think I'm missing one, and James Yeager. No matter what you think about Yeager, if you think he's a jerk on his videos or this or that or the other, he is one of the best teachers I've ever seen in my life. You walk into that course, the fighting pistol course, and that first day when you're going through mindset stuff, your jaw will be on the table like, oh my God, I was not ready. Especially if this is that was the first defensive or tactical training that I had ever gone through.
Yeah.
And I got my carry permit and I was like, oh, I'm ready. I know how to shoot a gun. I can shoot little groups like this in a range in a stall like this where I'm standing still. And oh my God, I would have died.
Yeah.
And he taught me, and it was like eye-opening. And then you go out to the range, and it's.
I know he's great, despite all the controversy about him. I know he's great at what he does. I don't agree with him a lot of the time.
Yeah,
he's super nice. Every time I've met him a billion times, he's always really nice.
He is an outstanding teacher, and even people that have been involved with controversy around him will still tell you he's an outstanding teacher.
Yeah.
And he is. But like I said, I've trained from a bunch of different people, and everybody has a different way. You go to a Yeager class and you go to a Pincus class, you're learning pretty much the same concepts, but they have a different delivery.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that we're getting circling back around, the bashing that goes on with them all is so frustrating that we can't, as a group of people in the firearms world, get together and just stick together until we have 100% no doubt in our mind that we will ever lose our guns again.
Yep. That'll never happen.
Yeah, we can't get together. And I don't get it. We can't. Went to the NSSF Industry Summit, and they had a diversity panel. Mm-hmm. And they had Maj Toure from Black Guns Matter. Mm-hmm. I feel so bad that I can't remember the second group, but it was a Latino lady talking about Latino gun rights. The third group was a well-armed woman. And then they had Nikki from Pink Pistols.
Okay.
Nikki is I don't want to get the word wrong. I don't know if she has had the surgery or if she is pre-op or what. So Nikki, I apologize if I get this wrong. But it is a LGBT organization for gun rights. And in this summit, we talked about how, yes, majority of the people in that room could not stand half the people up there. But because we're all pro-gun, we're all in the same fight, can you set your differences aside until we get this all ironed out and our Second Amendment is locked in? Then you can go argue the crap afterwards about what their stance on or what they identify as or what their race is or what their religion is or whatever. And I don't understand why our industry can't and why our community can't just get together and forget all the other crap while we're doing the Second Amendment thing. And then afterwards, if you want to debate about that, go to town.
Right.
But right now, let's worry about the Second Amendment. And it was at its worst back during the worry about the assault weapons ban a few years back.
Sandy Hook and all that.
Yeah. It was like we were all just...
It was terrifying.
It
was like, oh, man, this is it.
And nobody could get on the same page. We would when there would be a Facebook post about, oh, well, this is about to pass. All of a sudden, everybody would get together, and then one guy would say something about a magazine. And oh, well, that sucks. Well, I should use hex mags. Why use PMags? Oh, well, you this. Or 1911 suck. Glocks are better. Why you can't get it done with 6? Oh my God! Shut up. We're fighting now.
Yeah.
Shut up and let's go against the people that are against the Second Amendment. Talk about that elsewhere and afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's not just the gun community. You look...
It's everything.
And we're back to the social media thing. You look at every controversial issue on the internet, and nobody can stand together.
Yeah, it's like people almost need a common enemy, to get along. It's like there's this old conspiracy theory out there, which I don't believe, but it's still just interesting. I forget who it was that kind of put it out initially, maybe several different people. There was a guy that wrote a book called Behold the Pale Horse.
Yeah.
I forgot his name is. And I think he might have been the one that sort of talked about it or whatever. But that there was this secret plan that the government had to introduce hologram aliens that were not real. They were just like hologram ships, right? So they're going to fake an alien invasion to finally unite everyone together was kind of the goal, to unite the entire world against these aliens that were not even real, that we were going to, defeat, basically. Yeah. Maybe a stretch. I don't know. But sadly, it would take that.
Hey, everybody,
honestly.
Aliens are coming to get our guns.
Yeah. Don't think you mean the illegal aliens.
They are.
But
like Mars.
Yeah. Oh, man, that reminds me. Have you seen Norm Macdonald's special?
The Netflix one?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
There's a great bit in there where he's there's a lot of good ones you have to watch, but there's one where he's talking about the Germany, how he was just like, it's like the first time Germany went to war, they were like, so who are we going to go to war with? I'll probably butcher this. I'll try it, though. It's like, who are we going to go to war with? The world. And then it's like, if they go to war again, it's like, who are we going to go to war with this time? The world. And it's like, who do you think you are? Mars or something? So great.
I love Norm Macdonald.
He's great.
He's so underrated.
Special. He really is.
Like, I think the movie that, you know how sometimes you watch a movie the first time and it's just like, what was that pile of crap?
Yeah, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was like that for me, and then I loved it after.
Yeah, well, it was like that with Dirty Work. Like, the third time it was on TV and I watched it, it's got him and Artie Lang and, who's the guy? The old guy that insults everybody in the roast.
Oh, the guy that died recently.
Yeah.
Older guy. Don Rickles.
Don Rickles, and he's in it. And the first time I watched it, I was like, this is the biggest pile of crap. Second time I watched it, there was a few funny jokes that, like, stuck.
Yeah.
And the third time I watched it, I was like, this is hilarious. Why didn't I like this before?
Yeah.
It was almost like it took a while. Like, it kind of matured, like a tobacco.
Right. Yeah. Or fine wine.
Oh, and by the way, if anybody is a big pipe person and they're watching this, no, that is not the original stem that goes with that pipe. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool story.
I'm a cheapskate.
Cool story, bro.
Well, I haven't been in it long enough to see if the pipe community like bashes crap like, oh, that's not the original stem from that Pantera pipe.
That's so cool that it's a Pantera pipe.
Oh, I don't know. As soon as I saw it, I was like, crap, I got to spend money on John.
That's the best.
But total like space out moment, but I'm not smoking my pipe, so I'm not focused. The pipe thing that I think is coolest is the historical stuff and where they've been. Like this one, not so much. This is this is a fairly new, probably the last 20 years. Eric Nording, he's out of Denmark and he makes freehand pipes. So when you see freehand, that's this kind of like odd carving, no real shape.
Because he carved it the whole thing by hand, right?
Right. So that's, it's cool, but it's a great smoker. I'll just go ahead and show you all these now.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is another Nording. This is more of a factory made. It's called a squash tomato shape.
Okay.
And It's a new one. But then you start getting into ones like this, which is of course, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
Lee Van Cleef
Yeah.
smoked.
Lee Van Cleef is great.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. But this is a Peterson system pipe that is the Model 313, but I've dated it back to the 1950s.
Yeah. Okay.
So I start getting into that. Wow, this has been around since the 1950s. Who smoked it? How many people has this been sold to?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these I get from estate sales. And, as I'm smoking, I'm thinking, wow, this is cool. It's similar to guns. Like, I watched A Few Dollars More the other night.
It'd be interesting to think, how racist the person was that had that pipe.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, now I'm going to smoke that going, this was used at a cross burning. Jeez. No, but, I watched A Few Dollars More the other night and had the Lee Van Cleef in my mouth the whole time.
That's awesome.
So it's stuff like that, the history behind them. My favorite when it comes to historical, I don't know if that picked up or not, but
A little bit maybe.
is this Dunhill. I probably spent the most money on this. This is a Dunhill patent era pipe. Dunhill is one of the biggest, most expensive pipe makers outside of some of the meerschaums that are carved. But this was made between the years of 1925 and 1934. So this pipe was being smoked during World War II, during the Great Depression, and since. So as I'm smoking it, it's kind of cool to think, who had this pipe?
Yeah.
What decisions were made over this? That was some really rough years.
Yeah.
What kind of business decisions? What kind of family decisions? What was this? Soldiers in the war? Was it some generals who made war decisions puffing on this pipe? It's really fascinating. I've got one. This one I got. I think it was Boston, Massachusetts, where I got this one.
Okay, actually bought it there or
no,
ordered it on
eBay.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, eBay's amazing to find pipe stuff.
I bet, yeah. That's where I got that guitar.
There's a Peterson that I have that dates probably 50s, 60s, and I got it from Estonia over in Europe. And
That's
I'm
cool.
like, wow, where was this used? Who
Yeah.
used this? And I'm getting all excited about this. It's probably some old grandpa that used it once and stuck it in his underwear drawer, and I'm smoking on it now.
I'm sure you cleaned it first, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
Tastes like Hanes. So tasted like a multi-douche.
Callback.
So these are meerschaum pipes. Meerschaum is German for sea foam, but it's basically a porous. I don't know if you'd call it a rock or not. I could be corrected in your video, but it's very easily carved. This is my favorite pipe of anything I own, and it wasn't that expensive, but it's a meerschaum that has, I don't know if you can pick it up. You can pick it up on if you go to my YouTube page and look at my profile picture and click subscribe. The pipe squatch. Anyways, it's got an American eagle, like the eagle from the seal, not from the singer seal, but the seal of the United States, carved on the front of it. And meerschaum starts to color with the tobacco oils and everything as you smoke them. This one is just this bearded guy that I got it, so it looks like I'm smoking me, but with a pirate hat.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Another Peterson. I'm really getting into the Peterson brand. They're not the high dollar end.
Mm-hmm.
They're fairly affordable, but they're amazing smokers.
Yeah.
And they're what Sherlock Holmes smoked.
Ah.
Yeah, which, the nerd coming out of me.
Right.
I also got a calabash pipe. Another Sherlock Holmes kind of throwback.
That's pretty cool. That's got a huge bowl on it.
It does. The bowl is made of meerschaum, like those carvings. But then the bottom part, the chamber, is usually made of gourd. But the calabash gourds are harder and harder to find, so they've started going to mahogany wood. This is the only pipe I own that's a different wood besides briar. Briar's from the Mediterranean, and it doesn't burn. It's very resistant to fire and heat. That's why they use these are all briar pipes. Some people are starting to make pear wood and apple wood, but they say that they may not last as long as briar wood.
Yeah.
Eventually they'll start to burn. But yeah, the gourds are hard to find. Now, my big purchase.
Looks like a miniature, like little violin case or something.
It is. It's my violin. No, this in the meerschaum pipe world, there's a lot of very intricate, amazing artists that carve stuff. We were talking about Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan podcast. He had Cedric, I don't know, something like that. Vakari. He carved a pipe for him that was the American werewolf in London, and because
he has a like taxidermy thing in his studio. You ever seen that, Joe Rogan?
Oh yeah.
It's like this like demon-looking wolf thing.
Oh yeah. Well, the American Werewolf pipe is like just amazing, and he's done all the Lord of the Rings characters. He's done a dragon. He's done a
Game of Thrones one.
I don't know if he's done Game of Thrones, but I'm sure he's going to. I mean, just amazing, over the top, like Michelangelo level carving. I love his King Kong one, and when I can afford it, I will buy one of those King Kong ones. But as far as Turkish carvers go, there's Sadiq Yannick. He's a big carver, but another one that's been around a long time is Ismet Bekler. And this is an Ismet Bekler I got in an estate sale that
thing is just crazy looking.
It is unreal. I'm wondering if he was going for like a undersea coral look.
Yeah, it kind of has that. Yeah.
But it's massive. It's huge. I'm not going to smoke it. It's never been smoked. I'm not going to smoke it. It's priced. I didn't pay $500 for it, but it's still got the price tag on it. It's got the receipt. It's got your pipe was carved by Ismet Bekler, Turkey's foremost sculptor and carver of meerschaum. But just amazing thing that I got in an estate sale, and I was lucky as crap. But at some point, I may.
It's old.
It is. I mean, even the inside, you can tell this has been around a while. The case is starting to fall apart.
Any idea on the actual date of it?
On the carving date, no. It was purchased. Let me see. 07 it was purchased. Before.
It's got to be a lot older than that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ismet Bekler's still alive. So, I would say no more than 30, 40 years old. But still, he is one of the premium, pipe carvers out there. So, yeah, that's my exciting one
that's awesome.
I'm going to have to part with it sometime and sell it on eBay, but I'm going to kind of check the market and see what that's like.
Yeah.
If you want to buy it, send John a message. I'll sell it for less than $500.
Hey, we ought to do, since we're getting close to the time, we ought to take some questions, some live questions. Yeah. My phone battery just died, so I'll have to go back there and I'll hop on that mic.
Wait, now I got to not look at something. I could do it on here.
Oh, okay. You just ask them. Yeah. Yeah. Go for it.
Wait, I'm asking questions?
Well, you're asking them, whatever. You're just reading them. Questions that look good.
Yes, Matthew in Fuego. Dunghill. Not Dunhill. He said dung.
Dung?
Dunghill. No, it's Dunhill. Does Zeke do the voice of Grover as a side job? I sound like Grover?
Grover? Like what? What Grover?
You don't know who Grover is?
There's a lot of Grovers.
You freaking young guy. The blue guy from Sesame Street?
Oh, yeah.
Do I sound like Grover?
No. I don't think so.
You
look kind of like him.
Yes. Actually, Boss Hog, I bought John a corncob pipe. I don't have my corncob pipe here. But
it's hold on, I'll grab it.
Yeah, John's going to get his out. Everybody has a corncob pipe. Reason being, they're cheap, and if you get a Missouri Meerschaum one, they'll smoke really, really well. So if you're wanting to get into smoking a pipe, I would start there, because even if you overheat it, you don't have to worry about losing a $60 to $150 pipe because you burn it out. With the corn cobs, $6 to $10, somewhere in there. Yeah. So John's got it up there. Do you actually have to talk for your screen to come up, or?
No, it's all split.
They're split. Oh, okay,
screen,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's right in front of me.
Yeah.
Good job, Zeke. Super Meat Machine. I'm just asking the questions of the people with the weirdest names. Super Meat Machine. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to totally hijack your podcast.
Oh, man.
I'm only going to answer. I'm only going to ask the questions of the people that said they just went to my channel and subscribed to me. I'm just kidding. The Pipe Squatch channel, by the way. PIPESQAU. TCH.
Yeah, and you're not going to do just pipe stuff, right? You're going to also have ideas.
Yeah, that's the cool thing. Kind of like we were talking about earlier with the gun stuff. You know, we get painted into this corner of being the gun guys.
Yeah.
There's other stuff I'm interested in, and I was worried at first when I started the Pipe Squatch channel. Oh crap! I locked myself into doing pipe stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing about smoking a pipe, it's the thinking man's hobby, is what a lot of people like to say. And so you can be very introspective, you can be very retrospective, you can think about a lot of stuff, and there's going to be videos I do. Right now I'm just doing the intro into pipe stuff.
Yeah.
But
is that what the Pipe Hitters Union is? Are they?
No. That's like operators.
I know.
Those are the awesome guys.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But yeah, so there's lots of different things I'm going to talk about. You know, if I see something that I like that's cool, I'll bring it on and talk about it.
Are you going to tell us about the aliens?
Yeah, a lot. But that's usually when somebody sneaks something else into my pipe. Home defense, ? Pitchfork or Zweihander? Yes, I live in
Zweihander?
Zweihander, it's like a sword.
Oh.
You don't watch Forged in Fire, do you?
No, I don't.
That's the only reason I know what a Zweihander is.
Have
you not watched Forged in Fire?
I would go with...
he totally ignored my question.
The pitchfork. The what?
Yeah. Have you not watched Forged in Fire? Oh, I'd take the Zweihander all day long.
Really?
Unless you're going after Frankenstein. Then the pitchfork will work.
Okay.
As long as you have a torch, too.
Frankenstein's always coming after me.
No, Forged in Fire is it's the only reality show that is awesome.
They make knives and stuff. I've seen the trailers for it. Yeah.
And the cool thing about it is it's 4 guys every show. New 4 guys. So you don't have this living in a house and getting in fights and arguments and all this BS that goes on. It's, here's your steel you got to use. Make a freaking knife. We'll judge it. And then if you're the last 2, you'll make a cooler knife and have 5 days to do it at your home forge. Bring it back and we'll judge it. That's it. It's simple. It's to the point. There's no drama. There's no BS. And it is cool. It is like the epitome of manliness.
Are there beards and duck calls?
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen a duck call, but there's lots of beards.
Okay.
There's kilts, too. I should have worn my kilt. I was going to wear my kilt the next time I was on the show.
You better not.
I couldn't sit like this.
You already shouldn't.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me that. Evan Call, what's your favorite part about pipe smoking? My favorite part about pipe smoking is... It's kind of a tie right now. The main reason is it slows me down at focus, and it's very stress relieving. It kind of teaches me to slow down and focus on what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about. If I have a problem, if you look back to Albert Einstein photos, there's rarely an Albert Einstein photo where he's working on problems that he doesn't have a pipe in his mouth, because it zeroes you in on whatever you're focusing on. So it's that meditative focus I get from it. The second thing is what I just talked about with the historical stuff. Some of these estate pipes, and a lot of people don't like smoking estate pipes because they're like, "Oh God, who smoked this? What have they had?" If you clean it the right way, which I'll have a video coming up on the cleaning soon. If you clean it the right way, you're gonna be fine. You know, unless the Black Plague was in it and it found a way to seep into the pores of the wood where you can't clean out, which that doesn't happen. There's nothing to worry about. But the history of, like this one I'm holding right now, this was from the 50s. So, I mean, realistically, it probably wasn't, but I could fantasize that this was Lee Van Cleef's, and this is the one he used in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not.
I'm sure that wouldn't be like, saved somewhere.
It wouldn't be this shiny either.
Yeah.
I got a feeling that was kind of a rough movie to make. AK versus AR versus home defense.
I think that the AK and the AR are both better than home defense.
I agree. I would take home defense over the AK and the AR.
Would you?
No.
Okay.
I used to be AR guy until I took the Rifle Dynamics build class. AK all the way now.
They brainwashed you?
Yep. I have so much more respect for that rifle.
Yeah. It's a great rifle. I mean, I love it. But AR is just more pointable for me and ergonomic.
Ergonomic?
Yeah, ergonomic.
Ergo?
Yeah.
Well, dadgummit, you made me go functional, not respect.
Yeah.
Short-barreled AR. Dang it. Thanks. Took my thunder away.
Sorry.
When is John going to do Star Fox on new N64? Do you have Star Fox?
No, I don't.
I bet that's like the hardest one to get, isn't it?
I don't know. Never
I
tried.
remember when that game
I
came
never
out.
played that one.
You never played Star Fox on N64.
No, it always looked boring to me when other people played it.
You were such a pretentious prick.
So-
I'm just kidding.
Oh, speaking of boring, have you seen Dunkirk yet?
No, but I read your post on it. See, God, John asked me the other day, "Hey, did you know my son got his first haircut?" Yeah, I saw your post. Why is that the way I interact with my friends? Oh gosh. Wait, it's saying John ? John is gone.
I'm gone.
That's weird.
Where'd I go?
I don't know. Maybe your camera disappeared. Did your battery die?
Can you see me there?
I see you here.
Okay.
Oh, but I'm paused. Maybe that's why.
Uh,
I don't know.
maybe
That's
I'm
weird. Oh no, the other John. Wait,
What?
we only have a picture of Zico. Oh, something may have happened.
All right, let me check it out. See what we got.
John's checking it out. Oh yeah, I'm on there, but you're gone. There you go. Look, you're just a black screen. He went into the other dimension he was in at the beginning of the show. That's what happened. That's the wrong camera, homie.
No, it's the right camera.
Oh, you're putting it in that one. Gotcha. We ran out of power, and he's re-upping the power. Let's see. John, we've lost your feed. No, on the screen. John, black screen. Ding dong.
That's pizza.
Oh, that's the pizza? Ooh. Ooh. Do you want to go down this road?
What?
Rock Island Armory. Your thoughts? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Rock Island. I thought it was Rock River.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, let's not, let's not go.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Rock Island Armory. Great gun.
Good 1911s. Well, our food.
I tried to make it controversial.
Yeah.
I didn't do a good job.
Well, our food is here, and I'm hungry. So
Mateo respects my hobby, Zeke. Oh, I am Zeke. He respects my hobby.
yeah. Okay, let's wrap it up. We got food here now.
But Joshua Gaines has a corncob pipe. He just needs the button nose. Oh, Frosty.
Oh yeah.
Got it.
Okay. One more. Let's do one more.
One more. Wait, I gotta find a good one. Talk about something.
Something. You know, it's something is one of those words that you say when you're not willing to describe a lot of things at one time. Actually, that is what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Your pipe must have gone out. So this isn't a question, so we'll give him another question.
Okay.
If I do this, Joshua Gaines, I will make sure you pay John the $1. He will give you $1.
I saw that one. I saw it. I know what you're talking about. I saw it.
He would give me $1 if Zeke lays down on the couch and says to John, "I don't know what to do, Doc." And John replies, "How does that make you feel?"
All right, let's do it.
Wait, okay, hang on. Wait.
Yeah, go that way.
I'm gonna get tangled up. Wait, I'm serious. If he doesn't have $1 in the mail within a month, I'm gonna find out where you live, Joshua Gaines, and do absolutely nothing. Who are you supposed to start? I don't know what to do, Doc.
How does that make you feel?
And scene. All right, $1. Joshua Gaines to John.
Just donate it to your favorite charity.
There you go.
In my name.
And then send a receipt to. No, because then somebody's gonna get $1 donation, and they're gonna be like, "Who is this John Hickok guy?
Okay,
What a
all right,
jerk!"
All right. Donate $1 to your favorite charity and explain where the dollar came from.
There you go. And then they're gonna think he's crazy.
All right, one more question.
All right, question. Hang on, let me go down to the bottom, see if anybody's asked another one.
All right.
Easy. What? Is John in the upside down? Okay. I'm not answering this one. Tacos or pizza? We already answered that. Pizza's here. That's why we're getting off this daggum show. This is easy. How do you take care of dingleberries? Pull or snip?
Pull.
I'd say snip.
Really?
Yep. Is that how you're going to sign off?
Pull.
Snip.
All right. So I have to walk over there and turn it off. That's the only thing.
So you're going to make me be the uncomfortable one as you're walking over there?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thanks. Should I just wave the whole time? Are you gonna walk or not?
I'll take my time.
My hand's already tired. Hey, the pipe squatch. Did I get that in before you turned it off?
All right, everybody. We appreciate it.
The pipe squatch.
I haven't turned it off yet. I'm about
YouTube.
to.
Pipe squatch.
All right, thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Bye, Zeke.
See ya.